everyone, Crafting Vicky here with you, and yes, there's a mess on my desk, but I've got ideas and that's what we're gonna work with. So I got a bunch of wonderful goodies from Paula. You will see the video coming up this week, but I just had to work with some of the stuff that she sent me because it gave me a bunch of different ideas. So what I got, and you really have to thank her because she sent a bunch of different cards, like a lot of different cards and all sorts of cards. Christmas, like a big stack of Christmas ones, but there's also, you know, some other ones, and I just thought you're gonna love this because of the fact that it's gonna give me the opportunity to do more recycling, but with birthday cards or with other type of cards, because I know there's a lot of people that ask. I don't know what's going on. That's what happens with my space. Well, actually, I do know what's going on is when I do a live stream, I bring a bunch of different things down with me. So up, I should say, with me in my dining room, and then when I try to bring everything back, I never place it exactly the same, so now I've got a big mess and I really need to tackle that, but not today, because today I've got quite a few videos to do. I wanted to make this video, which is for this upcoming Monday, because we're Sunday, but I also have a Patreon card video to make for the higher tier. And I also have to make a Take 5 art challenge, and possibly make my next Patreon video for next month. And by seeing this, I would like to thank all my Patreons for your support. I really appreciate that you're supporting this channel through that. If you're looking for that link, my Patreon link, it wasn't working before, but I've fixed it, so it's down in the description box below. So back to Paula and her huge box of goodies, and I mean huge. Wait until you see it. So there was a big stack of Christmas cards that thick, but there's some that had, the ones I saw in first were these, and I figured I should make some tags, because I haven't made, like, you know, the small Christmas cards that you can gift tags type of cards, and I thought, why not make those, because I haven't made those in a while, and these images are perfect for that. So I went through the stack and I found two other cards that would go well with this, and this one has some beautiful, beautiful images. I love this. They remind me of, there's an Hallmark person that used to draw these. Anyway, so they remind me of that, and there's two small images here too. So I thought, let's use those. And because I've got so much, well, I've got all of these scraps here, which are perfect for tags like that. And those are the leftover from when I was cutting down my cardstock to, if you remember, I had this big stack of index paper with that was white that I'd purchased at a thrift store, and now I'm all out. So I'm officially all out of my cardstock that I used to make my own card base. So I've pulled those out. These here are all from cards that I've made in the recent videos, either for Patreon or for YouTube. And then I went through my stash and looked at all the small pieces that could possibly go with this. And you know that you've got a hoarding problem with paper when you find strips like this. I thought I had gotten rid of all the smaller size like that, and actually, you know, recycled those because they're really tiny. But I guess I didn't, because I found some more. So let's go ahead and start this video, put 30 minutes, and just start making cards with this pile. And I'm hoping to use only this pile, because I think I've got plenty in this pile, to actually do something with it. So now I'm going to take this card apart because I love the image on the top, but I also love the image in the center, and I don't want, I can use both if I do it this way. So let's move this, and then I can use this as a Christmas sentiment. So line this properly. So put that in the recycling bin. And then I could use a Christmas filled with joy. I could use both of these. So I will put this aside for later use. Now, I've got all of these that I can do something with. So let's put this apart. And here. And for these little guys, I'm going to have to fussy cut around, but it's going to make my life easier to have it this way. So out of this card, there's quite a few images that can be pulled out, which is pretty awesome. And it's perfect for all those small pieces of paper that you've got and that you really don't know what to do with. So this here, it's a bit clear, but that's okay. Once it's glued down, it won't matter. I'm going to do it this way. And then I can do it that way. And fussy cut that. I can fussy cut around this. Here too. And this one I could cut. Well, actually I'm going to cut it this way. And then this one I think I'm going to fussy cut around. So some are bigger than others, and I think might be easier to use on bigger size of cardboard, like for example this one. And the papers I've pulled out from my stash are not necessarily Christmas, like for example this one, but I thought it would go well with the images, like, so that's why I pulled them out. Now, I'm gonna decide what I do. Do I use green, or do I use like that? Piece of red. Like for example this one I could use the full piece like this. And then cut it this way. So if you make these in advance, either you could actually, what would be really fun would be to give these as a gift to somebody. Little gift tags would be really neat. Now I'm not sure I'm going to be able to keep this little tree. I've got a feeling it's going to be too big, but just fussy cut around this for now and decide after what I want to do. Easier to cut more later than to cut too much now. Yeah, this little tree is too much. So I'm just gonna cut him out. And here we go. And then I'm thinking maybe I can use a little bit of green. Have some smaller pieces. Can get rid of some of this paper. It's actually a really good thing. Just gonna cut the strip where it was torn from the paper. And put that off. So I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. I think that's all we can do at the present time. I've been busy gardening. I really love it. My garden is coming along very nicely. I like the extra little layers. So I think it's gonna go like that. Cats. I'm telling you, there's cat fur everywhere. I don't know what it is with them, but they seem to be shedding more this year. I'm wearing a black dress and I had to, I went to the mailbox to get the package because I knew Paula had sent something. And I go outside and my black dress is like covered. So I'll go back in, remove all the fluff, and then I'm back and I'm covered again. So I'm just gonna put a little hole. This way I can put a little string, a little ribbon through it, and it's gonna be ready to go. And put a little ribbon like this, and it's going to be ready to be hung on something. I think I can probably cut this into two and use both. And wouldn't that be a fun set to give to someone? I think it'd be really fun. Actually going to do it this way. It can be tied at a later date. Just put the tails through this. Here we go. So here's my first little tag. And I really love it. It's small enough but big enough for me to be able to put the stamp and to show that I've recycled this. Okay, so then I've got some really small images. I can use smaller ones. For example, this one. I can probably cut this one into two. Because sometimes you just need a place to write the name, right? You really don't need much space at all. Could have just cut it this way, but oh well. Just remove my little edge. And because it's such small pieces, it's perfect for using all those little paper scraps, which otherwise, you know, like you really don't have much use for them because they're so tiny. Like these little scraps, or this little scrap, you know? Like, I'm thinking this one, because this was actually from a birthday card I made. It was actually paper that digital paper that I had to use for one of my design team way back, because I haven't been in a design team for a while. And this Doodle Pantry, which some of you guys might know if you've been crafting and using digital product. Just a tiny bit of red. Probably put it at an angle. Where did my pencil go? I'm just going to have to glue it down. I should be using my crocodile and not this. This works fine, but the other one works better. It's not as hard on my hands. Okay, so where else are you going to use these tiny little images, you know? So this is a great way of getting them used up. And like I said, as well as these little pieces. I don't even know why I kept that one, because it's so tiny. But finally, it's got a use. So here's two of them. Then I don't know if I have an image that's small enough for this one. The other ones are bigger. This would be pretty, but if I do that, then I remove part of my tree. I really don't want to do that. And these are tiny too big, but maybe one of those little trees. They're tiny enough, and that would be fun. Thinking I want a bit of bling. I have some silver bling. I think I would prefer the gold one. This reminds me that for the first tag we made, I thought a bling would be good on it, and I forgot. There we go. Glad I remembered. Okay, so for this one, I'm just going to cut it down here. So I've got two pieces that I could actually use for these. And hold at the top corner, and then pull out the box Marty gave me, and I believe I've got ribbons in here. Could be used. And voila, got another little easy peasy. And since we've got this, I'm gonna do the same thing with this one. and use these two for the other two trees that we've got somewhere if I haven't misplaced them. Put them close so that I find them. And you can see this is actually a back to school type of paper, but the other side is red, so it does go with theme. And this, honestly, I don't know if I should be keeping, but let's wait until this session is finished. Then I'm going to try to remove some of the resin and get rid of it. Unless I put it back into my stash. That's entirely possible. So even the smallest of cards, which these are still taking time to make. But it's very rewarding to be using all those old pieces, which technically I should have tossed away some time ago. Pretty sure, you know, like for teachers' gifts and stuff like that, that you want your kids to be involved in, this could be a fun little project, and the teacher would probably really appreciate something handmade. Let's use it up before, whoops, I almost did it the wrong way. Let's use this up before I actually put it back. This is just dollar store bling that I purchased a long time ago. And the little piece of ribbon. It's a great way of reusing those little ribbons that you have, which are not being used. Oops. Come on. And here we go. Okay, so let's use a bigger one. I think I would prefer to use this here, which has a bit of shine to it. But once I use this, and then maybe use part of this here. This again is also a paper that has nothing to do with Christmas, but just thought the color scheme could go well with this. I think I prefer at an angle. So we didn't manage to make it. There's 13 seconds left, so that's going to be it for now. But we did manage to make all these little tags, and I still have these images left, and I think I'm going to put them in a bin and do this again with some of the rest of the papers that I've pulled out. and maybe do this for next week as well, because I think that would be fun. But I'm gonna put this stuff away, so this way when I make it next week, the ideas are going to be different and more fresh and not repeating the same pattern of what I was doing today. So yeah, I thought this might be interesting for you guys to see how little bits and bobs of little scraps and whatever pieces, like very tiny pieces, can be used for little crafting projects like this. And I do think, like, if you were to wrap these up and put a little gift card with them, it could be a fun little gift and something that would be useful. So, because a lot of people, you know, like, we want to be able to use up the stuff, and yeah. So that's it. Bye, everyone.